Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And as you know, a couple weeks ago I went to Nashville. That trip absolutely fell apart, but I was able to do some cool things even though I had a cancellation of an interview. One of them was I was able to meet Tim Wildsmith, and the other one is I was able to spend a little extra time at McKays. And every time I go to McKays, I always tend to find some really cool stuff. Now, I didn't actually find this at McKays, but I'm going to show you why I have this out in just a moment. But first, I want to start off with a Common English Bible. Now, I've heard of the Common English Bible and I've almost picked it up a time or two, but this one caught my attention because I did not know the Common English Bible also translated the Apocrypha. Now, this is not a translation I'm ever going to use as my primary translation. This is a little too loose for me, but just to show you the layout, it's a little bit of a thin line style. It does have kind of a cartoony, hokey-ish looking font, but you know what? It probably fits the translation overall, but I just thought this was interesting that it has the Apocrypha, and it puts the Apocrypha between the Old and New Testaments. So I thought that was just really cool. That gutter is really tight. That font looks to be probably about an 8-point font. The paper's decent, actually, much to my surprise. And when we get to the New Testament, the words of Christ are going to be in black. But I thought that was neat. And this cover is called a decotone, so some sort of fake leather. Then I found something I didn't even know existed, and that is the Life Application Bible. This is not to be confused with the Life Application Bible that just came out with the NIV. This is the Life Application Study Bible, but before that point, when it was the Living Bible, which is a paraphrase that was initially published by Tyndale. I had no idea this thing was available at any point in time in the Living Bible. You can see it has that green cover that you see normally in a Living Bible, and just really interesting. Presentation page is clean. When I went to the copyright page to get some information on it, and it seems that this was printed in 1996 and this was the 11th edition. So this thing is like 30 years old, but it has your Life Application study notes with the Living translation. Got those nice references in the gutter. I just thought, you know what? I'm going to pick this up simply because I thought it was cool. Maybe you can find one of these secondhand just in case that's something you have an interest in, but I had no idea this existed. The paper's not great. You can see the ghosting very significantly, but still, I just thought this was cool. Now, I didn't pick this one up this time when I went to Nashville, but I picked it up last time when I went to McKays. And this, I've always wanted kind of a nice version of the Message, and boom, there it is. This is in some sort of bonded or genuine leather cover. And it smells good. Like, this actually smells like good leather. And it has, check that out, a good nice synthetic liner, really nice gilding. Most of the time when I see a Message, it's that like blue and white hardback or some kind of faux leather that's just looking really cheap. But then look, this has got some like really yellowed, like opaque paper. And it is not line matched, but it is single column and kind of that storybook style. This, like the Living Bible, is a paraphrase. I know that Tim Wildsmith's running around saying it's a translation because they went off the original language. I don't care if you went to the original Hebrew or not. If you're not following the Hebrew and you're adding words, let me just give you a quick example. For example, let's just go to Genesis 1 and let's see how it reads, because that's something that most people are familiar with. It says, "First this, God created the heavens and the earth, all you see and all you don't see. Earth was a soup of nothingness, a bottomless emptiness, and inky black." Come on, man, this is a paraphrase. But still, I think it's a useful tool because Eugene Peterson's purpose in making this was to have a Bible that his congregation could understand. So I would consider this more like a commentary, just like the Living Bible. This, in my opinion, was the jewel of the day. And I know a lot of people are like, Kenneth Copeland, are you kidding? He's a heretic. Look, I have a lot of disagreements with Kenneth Copeland. I would put him in a category where he'd be outside my belief system, but still, you got to admit he's a fascinating figure, and this is in the original 2014 MEV, so I thought that was really cool. And this is a very large print. I'm going to say that's maybe a 12 or a 13. It's got some references in the middle. The current MEV does not have any references in it because it's just that personal size. And then every now and then you'll see sprinkled throughout this text an article from Kenneth Copeland. This one is The Blessing of Abraham. You already know where that's headed, y'all. Prosperity Gospel Central. But Still interesting, and I like the layout of this thing. I think that's a really nice MEV for nothing else. But I figured I'd go ahead and pull this in too, because I don't want you to confuse this with the Kenneth Copeland Reference Edition. This is in the King James. It's got a similar layout, but what makes this the Kenneth Copeland edition is the front matter. So this has articles kind of spread all throughout it. And this one, as you can see right there, bang, prosperity and finances. You know where this is headed. But anyhow, went to McKays, found some pretty cool stuff. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.